with John, our head of growth, and with Haitam, who's product manager for digital solutions at EDC. Let me quickly tell you what we are going to speak about today. I will give a short introduction to the companies, both to EDC and NeuralSpace. Then my colleague John will take over to describe what is actually the problem with documents and what can be automated or semi-automated when working with documents. Next, we will speak about what is intelligent document processing. So what can be done with intelligent document processing? How is it different to legacy solutions like OCR or optical character recognition? Then we will speak about some interesting use cases all around the finance industry and give also a demo when we tell you and show you how it works, where we have worked on IDP in previous settings. Lastly, we have some time for question and answers. So if any one of you has a question while we give the presentation, please use the chat window, which you can find in the bottom of your Zoom link. And then you can just write the question and we will address them all together in the very end. So let me tell you a bit about EDC. EDC has been a long-standing company in Dubai, in the UAE, and has actually started as a printing service provider in 2002. Then later on in 2010, it ventured into e-communication and has really worked on documents, both physical printed documents and electronic documents ever since. They are obviously, given the long history, a leader in that space, not only in the UAE, but all over the Middle East and Northern Africa. They obviously also work a lot in Arabic because many documents are exclusively in Arabic. Some have Arabic and English content, and EDC has really a lot of knowledge what problems people face when they process documents and what are potential automation possibilities of those. On the other side, I'm introducing NeuralSpace, which is an AI startup that has been around for the last 3 years working on language AI. What is special about NeuralSpace is that they exclusively work on locally spoken languages. So that goes from Arabic to Arabic dialect to lots of African languages, such as Amharic, spoken in Ethiopia, to many other languages that are also spoken in Asia. So when the two came together, when EDC and NeuralSpace agreed to form a partnership, it was huge excitement from both sides. We, as NeuralSpace, we really valued all the insights that EDC had in the industry and what problems are at the moment present in the market. And EDC really appreciated from NeuralSpace that there can be a lot of latest technology being implemented and integrated into their workflows and into their solutions. Yeah, we have seen so far mainly 3 different problem settings that are related to AI for business, especially language AI. One is all around localization. So localization is mainly the translation of content, and we've already seen many solutions that translate text. What has been also quite interesting lately are video and audio localization use cases. So where, for example, a podcast wants to be not only provided in English, but also in Arabic or other local languages. What you see in the middle are voice and chatbots, and anyone really here has probably interacted with a voice bot, or when they called their bank's customer support line, they probably interacted with an IVR or a voice bot. Also in those, there's a lot of potential in improvement. There's a lot of potential in making them available very accurately in local languages. But really why we are here today and what we want to speak about is intelligent document processing, where we use a combination of technologies that are far superior to legacy optical character recognition or OCR solutions to very accurately extract data from documents and then further process that. So with that, I will hand over to my colleague John, who will speak about the document problems.
Thanks, Felix, and hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. So the document problem is certainly not a new one, and it's not going away. Despite some of the technological advances, many industries still require an immense volume of data transfer via the medium of documents. whether they be physical or digital. And the number of channels in which documents are transferred and the formats of those documents can be truly overwhelming. We're not only dealing with paper-based processes, but email, text, digital PDF transfer, and so on. So for organizations with many services and customer touch points, it becomes difficult to build a single source of truth for data, which can often be siloed by systems or by individual teams. And in the banking and financial services industry, which is heavily regulated, the paper trail can be especially dense. There are a couple of legacy solutions on the market for document automation that you might already be familiar with. And what I want to do today is to take a look at how those work, what their limitations are, and what AI-led software solves for. So AI automation gives you additional capabilities beyond optical character recognition and robotic process automation solutions. So unlike standard OCR, our solution utilizes transformer-based models that can generalize well to unseen document layouts due to their ability to learn hierarchical representations and contextual embeddings. So instead of relying on fixed templates or heuristics, transformers learn patterns and relationships from a large corpus of documents, making them more adaptable and robust in handling various layouts. So if your organization currently uses one of the older legacy solutions, you might be familiar with some of the pitfalls which the AI transformer-based models can solve for. So if we sort of dive a little bit into OCR, which is closely related to IDP, so it's easy to confuse the two, but there are some important differences. And mainly OCR is a process that converts and encodes scanned documents into editable, shareable data that is machine readable. To do this, the OCR system has to be programmed to recognize the layout and format of a document, as well as the criteria and location of data that's being extracted. So training training any solution on new document types can be both time consuming and expensive. It's also prone to errors and can necessitate human intervention to verify data. And this is really because OCR technology is effective when processing documents that adhere to a set template, but minor deviations from that template can result in data extraction failure. So they're also limited to structured data that follows a predefined format, and they cannot process unstructured or semi-structured documents. It has difficulty recognizing text that is formatted in any unusual way, such as text that is rotated, distorted, has varying different font sizes or styles, and often languages as well. So these errors, these can result in the final output requiring a lot of manual correction. So what is IDP and how does it differ? So intelligent document processing leverages AI technologies to replicate human capabilities in identifying, contextualizing, and processing documents, regardless of the quality, layout, or file type. This includes processing of structured data and unstructured data that comes from any document source, images, PDFs, word process files, online forms, etc. And it's a powerful suite of intelligent technologies that perform the document process. So this includes OCR itself, machine learning, and natural language processing. And it's through the use of transformer models that this solution is able to work as well as it does. So if we take a look at each of these steps in the process, the first is to capture the document to be processed. This can be done automatically via API through manual methods such as scanning and uploading the files or emails. And once that document is captured, it's automatically classified based on its type, such as invoice, purchase order, contract, receipt, etc. This enables the IDP system to understand the layout and structure of the document. And the second step, once it's being classified, is that the relevant information is extracted from the document. So this information can be names, addresses, dates, transactions, and the process is powered by machine learning algorithms that on average deliver 99.5% accuracy on the data extraction. One of the best features of an AI-based solution is that it is self-improving, meaning that it learns and improves over time the more data that it sees. The extracted data is then validated against predefined rules or business logic to ensure accuracy, ruling out any errors or inconsistencies that may have occurred during the data extraction process. And then potential discrepancies or errors are flagged and presented for human review or correction where needed. Once that data is validated, it's automatically exported to any other systems or applications that any individual user needs. And to actually get into the technical aspect of this, as I mentioned before, we use transformer-based models, such as the vision transformer and layout large LM, which excel at capturing long-range dependencies and complex spatial relationships in documents. So they can analyze the global context of a document, allowing them to handle diverse layout structures, including multi-column layouts, tables, and graphical elements. So traditional approaches, such as template-based methods or rules-based algorithms, may struggle with complex layouts and require extensive manual configuration. Transformer-based models facilitate end-to-end document understanding, which incorporate both layout analysis and OCR in one single framework. So by jointly modeling the layout and textual context, the transformers can capture contextual information and semantic relationships, improving the accuracy and reliability of the OCR results. The transformer-based models can also benefit from pre-training on large-scale datasets. Pre-training allows transformers to learn representations that capture common layout structures and textual patterns, which can be then fine-tuned for specific OCR tasks, enhancing their performance on document analysis even further. Transformers can also be seamlessly incorporated, or they can seamlessly incorporate rather multimodal information, so combining visual, textual features for improved layout detection. And they can also use image-based representations and text-based embeddings, which can effectively integrate visual clues such as font styles, colors, graphical elements into the OCR process, again, leading to the more accurate results. So hopefully that's given you a bit of an idea as to actually what goes on behind the scenes. And now that we've done the one-on-one on what IDP is, let's look at some of the benefits that intelligent automation can bring to your business. So we all know that AI is coming for our jobs, and the effectiveness of AI in finance really lies in the ability to automate the review and extraction of information, reducing the time and costs associated with manual processing, whilst improving data entry accuracy and regulatory compliance. So research recently done by PwC found that even the most rudimentary AI-based extraction techniques can save businesses 30 to 40% of the hours typically spent on such processes. So this time saving obviously allows redistribution of human resources to more strategic, growth-oriented work, whilst enabling the reduction of operational costs by up to 20% in many cases. And intelligent document automation also increases the accuracy of that data identification and extraction. So we achieve, sort of, like I said earlier, 99.5% accuracy, and heavily reduce the possibility of data entry errors. These errors inevitably occur in the transfer of information from PDFs or paper documents into a digital database. A single agent may be processing thousands of documents in a day, and within a function like invoice processing, there can be significant variation in the document layout, legibility, and format of the information contained, which can obviously lead to human error. Beyond productivity and efficiency gains, intelligent document processing advances how organizations collect and make sense of the data. So reduced turnaround times for document-related processes and automated updates within digital records provides real-time insight to the business that otherwise wouldn't have been available. And this is especially beneficial for large financial organizations with multiple departments dealing with the same customer. So Hitem is now going to take you through a few of the top use cases for intelligent document processing that we've seen at the front line.
Yeah, thank you, St. John, and thank you, Felix, for the introduction. BFSI in particular will dominate the IDP market use cases, and this is because actually BFSI of all sizes, they need to perform their, for example, the KYC process, and this is to verify the customers and to avoid any risk associated with them. And this is as per the regulations and the compliance, for example, imposed by the central bank. A survey done by actually Harvard Business Analytics said that if you automate the process of onboarding your customers and automate the process of automate the process of onboarding your customers and automate the process of your KYC, you would actually save up to 70% on cost. So you would reduce your cost by 70%. The reason is combining the technology such as IDP, which is uses OCR and named entity recognition, which is a part of artificial intelligence, would actually automate the process, so you would avoid relying on the human factor in capturing data from documents. So at the same time, you would reduce an error, because a mistake while onboarding your customer or while you're doing a data entry of your documents, rather being a normal consumer or it's a corporate document, corporate related documents, there is no workaround around this. You need to repeat the entire process all over again, and you might be losing a customer. So by introducing IDP, which gonna automate this process, automate the data capture from those semi-structured and unstructured documents, you would actually save up to 70% on your cost and eliminate drastically the chance of errors in extracting data from your documents. As St. John said, the IDP, the main use case of IDP here is to tackle the data extraction from semi-structured and unstructured documents because of the way those documents are designed. It's the information on those documents are not in a specific location like what we see in structured documents. And this is where traditional OCR fails. So by introducing IDP, as for example, an API to your mobile banking and your consumer portals, and when you are trying to onboard or perform a KYC for your corporate customers or your retail customers, when they are trying to upload massive documents, such here in UAE, they upload trade licenses, memorandum of association, sometimes a proof of residence. So all of these documents that capturing part and the data entry part can be avoided by introducing IDP as an API into your mobile banking or as in your consumer or online portal. So usually combining these two together automates the KYC process and automates the onboarding process as well. But other use cases as well we can think of in the financial sector. So I'm going to touch base on the other use cases as well. So invoice processing. Companies, enterprises are receiving thousands of invoices, and the chance that my invoice will look similar to other vendors' invoice, that's very minimal, or is very slight. So IDP can really capture all the data that you need, such as the invoice amount, the date, the due date, the description of the invoice can be captured and directly integrated and populated into your backend systems. Loan application processing and credit card application as well, which is part of the onboarding or part of the KYC when you ask your customers to upload or send you multiple identification documents like their IDs, passport copies, salary certificates. In case of consumers, the process of extracting data from documents as well can be automated with accuracy, with a huge percentage of accuracy, even some in Arabic as well. You have another use cases in trade finance. Trade finance includes a lot of documents such as bill of lading. You have your issuance, credit notes. You have a letter of insurance. Such documents are complex documents, and they are totally unstructured with massive amount of data that need to be captured from those documents. IDP can help in automating the data capturing. Not only that, and it can help you to identify, for example, any risky elements in those documents. For example, if you have a legal contract, and IDP can capture the data from those contracts and review and identify if there is such a term and condition, or for example a clause does not goes well with your internal legal team. So this also can be highlighted and to the reviewer, and instead of just reading multiple pages or reading 20 pages of a legal document. I think this will all be clear when we jump into a demo here will be delivered by St. John. Here will be showing you how is that done. And it's worth mentioning that IDP can either provide it to you as an API or with the user interface in case if it's used by humans or in case it's used by your back office team. So St. John, back to you on the demo.
Thanks, Hitam. So I'm just going to share my screen now. I hope that this is clear. This is a truly live demo, so hopefully this all goes well. Is my screen clear to everyone?
Yes.
Brilliant. Okay. So what I'm going to show you here is just the standard NeuralSpace UI that we use to demonstrate how documents can be uploaded and scanned. Typically, our customers are using this and accessing this solution via an API and not through a UI, but we can, of course, build this in any way that needs to be built and have anyone's logo added here if needs be. So we'll start by uploading a file. So we're going to look at two different types of document today. The first of which is a trade license, and the second of which is a bank statement. So the first thing that happens is obviously the trade license gets uploaded. We can see a document preview. This is a 4-page commercial license, in fact, for EDC. And as you can see, it's got a lot of details with regards to things like the license number, the shareholding agreements, the license names, the license activities, and everything else from the commercial register that needs to be stored when a business sets up in Dubai in this case. So what happens is we simply select the document type. So this is a trade license detailed, and we can train this model on any document type that needs to be processed. So we hit analyze, and what happens is a few sort of key steps. The first thing is that the text is extracted. Then we clean the text. So this is in case that that image or that PDF is in some way skewed, or if it's not a very clear document itself. And then we extract the entities, and there's the completed extraction itself. So you can see we've extracted everything here with regard to the trade license number, the company name, date of issue, expiry, the license members, the license activities from that particular document, the address, as well as the license partners and their shareholding percentages as well. You can also then see that we've got the full extracted text format. We've also got a JSON response with each string able to be extracted as an individual item. So hopefully that's given you an idea of how it works. I'll also just show you another type of document. This was an English document that we had. It was actually a document that was half in English, half in Arabic, but we've just extracted the English. We can also use any other type of Arabic document that needs to be extracted as well. So if we look at this bank statement here, we'll try a different type just for example. So again, we've got a bank statement. We'll preview the bank statement here. As you can see, it's got all of the different line items for things that have been purchased from this particular account, any money in and out. And again, we'll do the very similar process. We'll hit analyze on that bank statement, and it goes through the same process of extracting the text, cleaning the text, and extracting the entities. So in this instance, you can see here, we've extracted the customer's name, we've extracted the customer's number, and we've extracted each line item on that bank statement, both the Arabic text and any English characters that are in there as well. So again, this can be utilized in any language of document we can train a model on. And again, it's also got the extracted text in the raw form as well as the JSON response there as well. So yeah, hopefully that's a useful illustration of how it works. Like I said, we can use any document type to process here. I'm happy to look at any documents that you've either been struggling with in the past or that you have found other providers unable to process effectively.
Great. So John, thank you very much for the demo. Hi, Tom. Thanks a lot for giving the introduction to potential use cases. If anyone has questions, please let us know in the chat window. So far we have just, I think, a few questions, but please let us know if you have any. Otherwise, we are obviously available by email. If you have any questions on later, we will share a follow-up email where we also share all our contact details, so we can interact afterwards if there are any follow-up questions or points of discussion. Yeah, so there was also one question so far by Gada Isam saying these are structured and semi-structured documents. Do you have any examples of unstructured documents, please? And then, for example, extracting a revenue figure from any annual, I guess, report. John, do you want to answer that?
Yeah, of course. So yeah, we can process any kind of unstructured data as well and extract things like revenue figures. That's not a problem. If you do have any examples that you'd like us to take a look at, we'd be more than happy to show you how that would work.
Something to add here, just St. John and Felix, about the question just raised. A trade license, which was demonstrated, maybe I got confused, because if you're not from UAE, you would think that trade license follows a specific format across all the issuing entities here in Dubai, for example, or sorry, in UAE. But as of my best knowledge, we have more than 60 plus issuing entities here in Dubai, and each one, in UAE, and each one follows its own design or own template for the trade license. So the chance of finding a Dubai issued trade license from Department of Economic Development looks exactly as a free zone issuing in a trade license from the free zone. That's not gonna happen. And that's why OCR, we use ITP in extracting data from trade licenses, because actually it follows the unstructured documents.
Great, thank you very much, Haitham. Thank you, John. If there are any more questions, wonderful. Nadim asked a question. You have selected the document type while uploading the document. What if we don't know the document type and it is just a random unstructured document? Yeah, what would we do in that case? Maybe John can answer that again.
Yeah, sure. If it's a random, sort of totally unstructured document, then we can perform the OCR part, but the entity recognition part, we would need to have a look at the specific documents that you're wanting to extract from, and we would need to do a little bit of fine tuning there to be able to extract specific bits of information. So yeah, just getting the encoded text would be fine with any unstructured document, but again, it wouldn't be as neat as those extractions that I showed you on the first page of the demo itself.
Great. Haitham, do you want to add anything to
that? I think St. John mentioned it all. I think also if you're going to give the experience or that you start extracting the required data according to the document type. So by this, we can avoid selecting the model, especially if it's an API integrated into your mobile application or your online portal, where actually the consumer, as me, will be using it directly. So I'm just uploading documents, but I'm not selecting, for example, it's passports, trade license, it's memorandum from establishment or whatever. So this will give a better experience actually to upload everything, and it passes through a document classifier before it's being passed on to an extraction model.
Exactly, very good point. So it is always possible to have document classification before the actual information extraction happens. And this would then, exactly how Haitham is saying, first recognize which document is uploaded here, and then afterwards, the relevant information that's only for the given document type being provided will then be extracted. Great, but thanks a lot for the question, Nadim. Also, thank you to Gada for the question. Please let us know there. We do have some more time allocated. If there are any more questions, just write them in the chat, and then we can go into them. Yeah. Okay, but no, I think all questions seem to be answered. I am very grateful that all the people joined who could make time. We will give you about 10 minutes back for your time for today. It was absolutely a pleasure hosting the webinar. Thank you very much, John, for presenting. Thank you very much, Haitam. We do have a recording, so we will share a short version of the recording later on as well. You see here our email addresses. Please get in touch if you have any questions or if you have any ideas how IDP could be used in your business, how it could make your business more efficient. And then we will get back to you and find together solutions how that can be achieved. Thank you very much. That was all for today.
One more question.
It was a true pleasure. Oh, thanks. Okay, sorry. Does it check the authenticity of the document? Okay, maybe John, you want to take that?
So not strictly the authenticity of the document, no. This is something that would require some other partners for us to work with to be able to do that. I'm afraid not.
Cool. Yeah, we do have partners that do verifications, document verifications, and we can just build joint solutions then for these use cases.
That I think you can help in that. I mean, if you allow me to add, so if when you extract information from a passport or an ID or an account, or for example, trade license, I can help in passing those information to a government entity or a third-party entity, okay, which replies back saying, well, this is a valid trade license. Okay, so IDP itself cannot authenticate the document or the ID, okay, but it's a part of a process of the authentication, because I believe most of entities consuming those APIs will rely on text. So you need to send them text and they reply back to you with a valid document, an authenticated document or not. So IDP is taking part of the document authentication, but it's not directly authenticating the document.
Great point, Haitam. Thank you. Okay, with that, we leave it for today. Thank you very much, everyone, for making time. Pleasure hosting you. And please join our future webinars as well. Get in touch with us here by email if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.